Hey guys, so yeah, I did it. 6 months, nothing. No phone, no TV, no modern amenities at all. The only way I could communicate with people was by writing letters and shipping them out on a mule, like a horse donkey offspring. And then waiting like 3 to 5 weeks to hear back from my family members. Why did I do this? How did I do this? What's up with this summer? Tell me about it. This was about a year ago now. I think 3 days ago, the group of people doing this program that I did in the woods embarked on their journey. It was like April 22nd. I remember because we started on Earth Day and I was like, oh my gosh, so perfect going into the woods on Earth Day. But the program I did is called the Backcountry Trails Program in California through the California Conservation Corps. And the purpose of this program is two things. One, well, there's a lot, but the main ones they highlight are building trails, so doing trail maintenance, like maintaining the wilderness trails that you see and you walk on in national parks. You know, those get overgrown, or in one of our cases there was a landslide and we had to fix part of the trail and like clear all of the bushes, aka brush and overgrown stuff, and then retread the trail so that water flows off it nicely and doesn't erode away the trail, and so that it's accessible to humans and livestock that are transporting materials through the backcountry setting. Why did I do this crazy thing? I worked at a ski resort and I had a friend who did trail work, and I was like, oh my god, she's so badass. She'd always like tell me stories about her going out and spending a week camping in the woods and it raining the whole time and her having to wear her wet boots and hike all day. And most people would probably hear that and be like, fuck no, I don't want to do that. But I heard it and I was like, I want to do that shit. So Googled trail work jobs during my researches, found this girl who did the Backcountry Trails program and applied, got an interview. It was super back and forth about whether I was going to accept it. I was visiting my sister in Portland and I got the call like while I was doing my morning workout that and I knew it was like the people calling me because it was like a California number. I forget how I knew, but I knew it was them and I was like, whoop, didn't answer. I was like, oh my god. I was like mid sprint on the treadmill. Didn't want to deal with that at the moment because I was like, fuck, I want to do this, but I'm so like, it's scary, like big commitment. Knew there would be no phones or any way to contact people immediately. Nothing. So yeah, listened to the message that was like, hey Summer, we'd like to offer you a position in the Backcountry Trails program. Let us know by Monday morning whether you accept or decline. So this gave me like, it was like Friday. I had like the weekend to decide. But yeah, back and forth. I was actually like training for a new potential job with a family friend, so it was pretty chill in Portland. So I was like, okay, like not loving this training I'm doing for this like sales job. I feel called to go to the woods. So I was just like, what do I do? Anyway, back and forth, decided to send it. I was like, okay, I can't say, if I say yes, then I can say no later. But if I say no, I can't do it at all. So I was like low-key like, okay, I'll say yes. Still didn't know if I was gonna do it. But then I just sent it, man. I think that was in like February. So I had like 2 months or less. It felt like, I think it was around 2 months to get ready to embark on this journey with complete strangers, living in the woods full time, no societal interaction, no modern amenities. Let's fucking go. So yeah, that was crazy. I remember like getting ready for the trip was so exciting. I was like, usually I'm pretty frugal with my money, but I was like, I'm gonna hit REI and all the outdoor stores. They provided me with like a lot of stuff, thankfully. Like they had scholarships and like previous materials that I could use, like tent, backpacking backpack, bear can, lots of other random stuff that I can't think of right now, but like camping essentials. Sleeping pad, I wish I brought my own sleeping pad because the one they gave me was this like thin foam one and I legit slept on a thin pad for like 6 months. Got to the training center in near Sacramento, California. I'm from Seattle, so I'm like going to this foreign state of mind. Just kidding. Yeah, like going to California. So nervous but excited on the flight down. Get in the van from the airport with my trash bag of like full of all my clothes and headlamp and gear that I brought, because they were like, I didn't want to bring an extra bag because then what do I do with that? Nothing. So I brought it out, arrived at the airport with my trash bag full of stuff, looking for other people with trash bags. I'm like, where's the other weirdos that are going to the woods with me, man? Where they at? Didn't see any until I got to the van. And then yeah, people in the van were sick. I was like, dang, I'm only gonna like know a lot of these people for the next 3 days during training, and then we're all going, because there's like 90 people who get accepted into the program, and then we're broken up into like 15-person teams and sent across California to dig dirt and build trails. See how these people, I met one girl in my crew right away, Eilina, and I was like, hey. She turned into, her name became Eileen with it. So yeah, I met Eileen with it, and then yeah, we were both like nervous, excited, blah blah blah. She was texting her family, like getting those last texts in. Showed me a picture of her cat. I'm like, sick, we're gonna be buddies out there, man. Let's do it. Anyway, so yeah, I get to the training thing, meet my group, bonded pretty quick. Our team, like compared to some of the other teams or crews out there, I feel like we bonded like pretty like quicker than other teams. Like look, or crew, I don't know, I'm calling it teams, crew, got my crew with me. So then, okay, day one, after we give our phones, I say goodbye to my fam, blah blah blah. I wake up the next morning after day one, and I'm like, fuck, what am I doing? I don't want to be here. Who are these people? They don't seem like my kind of people, like my outdoorsy nature folk. They just seem like, I don't know, like, are we even gonna be friends? Like, I thought there was no way I would just like feel this way, like, about people. I don't know. So yeah, this thing was like also a social experiment, like throw people from diverse backgrounds together and see if they can create a functioning community in the woods. We go to our first location, which is like a front country camp, to get adjusted to the woods and wait for our official first base camping area to be ready for us and set up. And yeah, there was like a payphone, because we were at like, it was like a campground in Sequoia National Park, and we had to go, it was like this program was very militaristic in nature. So it's like we're waking up at a certain hour, chores at a certain hour, dinner at a certain hour, class at a certain hour, collecting firewood in our free time. Like not a lot of just chilling, hanging out during our work days, which is Monday through Friday, 40-hour work week. Yeah, we're like going and collecting firewood, and along the way there's this payphone, and like a couple of people on our team like had quarters or something. I didn't have any, and like called their family. Apparently some people answered, so already breaking rules out here. But that was like first couple of days, you know. It doesn't really, like 3 days without talking to your family, not too bad. It's at the light in 1 month, 2 month, 3 month. Once you're getting the months in with not talking to your family on the phone, that's when it gets hard, you know. So I was like, I wasn't even like, oh, I need to call them right now. I didn't feel the urge, so I didn't really even, I think I tried using the payphone and felt all like, I'm breaking the rules, oh my god, don't want to get fired. Yeah, but no one answered, so I was like, all right, whatever. Thanks, family. Pay attention to those California area codes calling you up in case they get another payphone. You never know. But yeah, but that was like definitely against the rules, I'm pretty sure. Like we're not, you know, part of the program is like just relying on the people around you and not external sources, which is really hard. Okay, this program was super physically demanding. We hiked like around 600 miles over the summer. I calculated it. We're working like manual labor with hand tools and digging dirt, getting rocks and boulders out of the ground, sawing like trees down, cutting little sticks out of the way for like 8 hours straight, which gets super monotonous and boring. So yeah, hard manual labor, but like that honestly was not the hardest part. It was living with a bunch of random strangers that you like honestly, but for me, weren't like in the outside world, probably wouldn't have become my friends. Like I'm a very open, warm, friendly person, but you know, so, like as you go through life, you become more selective with the people you surround yourself with. And there were some people out there that just had personalities that I wouldn't have tolerated in the outside world. Like I know a lot of people like shit talking is their love language, and they love like poking fun at their friends and like whatever. That's not me. I'm like, got my girls with me, we hype each other up, we're so loving. Like I never grew up with brothers, so when these dudes like and girls even are like shit talking me, I hated it. I was like, fuck you, I don't want to talk to you. So my natural reaction is to like withdraw and be like, no, I'm not gonna talk to you. And in the real world, you do that. If you have a coworker you don't like, you get to go home from work and talk to your family and friends that are close with and be like, oh, I don't like them, whatever. Or at least just like don't have to think about them. But out here, you can't escape the people that you don't necessarily like. So you have to work on that, which was a crazy learning lesson. And by the end of it, this whole program, this summer of trail work, I came to love all the people out there like so dearly. And it really taught me that any single person, no matter what, how annoying they are, how rude and mean they are sometimes, how whatever they are, whatever trait they have that irks you and you dislike about them, you can come to appreciate and love someone even if they have all these things that like bother you, because by the end of it, when you spend so much time with people, you just like come to love them, you know, no matter how they are. And it just made me more patient and empathetic and just all these things. So that was super sick. But yeah, it did get lonely out there. And not being able to call up your family and like get that like comfort feeling was definitely like the hardest part. So yeah, like I was saying, physically hard program, but emotionally it was way harder than the physical difficulties that I experienced. Positive sides to having no phone. On the weekends when we weren't working, we got to go hike around these national parks and forests we were in. We started in Sequoia National Park and then moved to Tahoe National Forest, near Palisades Ski Resort, about a 3-mile hike in from there, into the backcountry woods, and without your phone to like fill in those boring periods of time where you're just like, what do I do? We just had really chill weekends. We'd like hike to the spot we're gonna get set up, cook meals on the fire, chat it up, take naps. We slept a lot, bathe in like a pretty alpine lake, which was glorious compared to like the bathing situation we had in Tahoe. Was nasty. We were like bathing in a pond, like a scummy pond. So on the weekends we'd be like, oh, we'd hike to some alpine lake and like actually get clean and be like, oh yeah. We had no soap either. We had soap in the kitchen to like wash our hands so we didn't get sick, but like I didn't shampoo my hair for 6 months and it honestly was looking pretty good. Shampoo is a scam, I'm telling you. That shit just strips everything. And after like, you know, if you've tried to like train your hair and like wash it less, I've done that. For me it doesn't work because my hair is still greasy, but like in this program, like not wash it, it was like the 3-week mark. Once I hit 3 weeks, my hair just like got all beautiful and like not greasy nasty. And I have really oily thin hair. Like I usually try to wash it I like don't want to wash it every day, but I sometimes have to if I like have to look good for work or whatever. Like if I don't, it looks gross. So but yeah, we'd like fill in our time playing games, reading. I read 11 books over the summer with like an insanely full schedule. So that was mostly like reading on the weekends, which was pretty sick because I hadn't read like full books in a while. And it was hard at first. Like my brain got trained, not having like my phone and these constant distractions. I was able to like truly easily focus and just like sit and read for hours. Where before I'd read for 20 minutes and get bored, distracted, get up, do something else, whatever. So yeah, read a lot and just like basked in nature and like looked at the pretty views and didn't have all these distractions. And I feel like one that makes you learn things really quickly, like when you don't have constant stimulation, the things you're focusing on learning, like trail work skills, cooking skills, whatever we're learning out there, you just absorb knowledge so quickly when it's, because like when you go to sleep, that's when things go into your long-term memory. And this is just my theory, but like if you don't have all of these things coming into your brain all day, like distractions, you're able to really secure the knowledge you learned in your long-term memory. You only had a couple things you learned that day, and the rest was just like filled with low dopamine visual stimulation, like serotonin stimulation, you know. Dopamine detox was really happening out there. And that was the craziest part, is when I got out of the woods and got my phone back and was in an airport with like music in the background and stores everywhere and lights everywhere, and oh my god, like literally dopamine hit. For the week after I got out of the woods, I didn't want to eat because I was so like dopamined up. I was like, just want to, a lot of, I don't know other people's experience in this program, maybe they just wanted to like lay down and drink a beer because it was a sober program too, and like watch TV and veg out because we just worked our asses off for 6 months. But I wanted to I was so stimulated. I was like, let's go on adventures. Oh my god, I went on a 20-mile hike 3 days after I got out of hiking all summer, because I was like, fuck yeah, I got my hiking legs, I'm back in Washington, I'm gonna go hike the Enchantments in a day, which is like this crazy long hike that, yeah. And that hike was like easy because I was like so like, because we hiked the same trail every single day, and that shit got so boring. So being on a new beautiful trail, I was like, I'm fit, I'm just flying through this thing, it's so fucking gorgeous. Like dopamine for this whole like 18 hours I was hiking, or 12, whatever it was. I think no, 18's a lot, it was probably like 13 hours of hiking one day. I felt just like blissed out, like so dopamine, no boredom. I like brought music and an audiobook to listen to, didn't even listen to it. I was like, I don't need that, I have like nature to stimulate me. And I remember I walked in this park next to my house when I got home from this summer of having no phone, and I was just like ecstatic because I was seeing all these new things. Like my brain was just like noticing the pine needles and the berries and the flowers, like each individual one was just like giving me like ecstaticness, and it was crazy. And I remember like 2 months later going on that same hike after being in society and all the stimulation, and just being like, dang, everything feels so dull compared to that. Like my brain is just so dopamine from society that now like when I go out in nature, I still enjoy it and love it and feel good, but like it wasn't that same level of ecstaticness that I got from just a walk in nature than I did after having no technology constantly stimulating me like I for 6 months. So what else? We wrote letters to communicate. We got mail shipped in also on the mules with like care packages. My birthday happened out there. People sent me like boxes that had like snacks and stuff like that. I think I counted it, I got a total of 81 letters over the summer, which is so sick. Like there were so many people that I was like, they're addicted to technology, they probably don't even know how to write a letter, they're not gonna write me a letter, and then they did, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. Haven't really kept up the letter writing. I got to write a letter for my job that I'm currently at, because an inmate wrote us. Like I worked for the Climate Change Commission here in Hawaii, and some guy wrote a letter being from jail, being like, how can I support climate efforts and reforestation from jail, like what resources do you have, I want to make a group of people. And I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And so my boss was like, oh, you can type him a letter back, and I was like, no, I'm gonna handwrite this, I want to handwrite a letter, like I haven't done it since the summer. Anyway, I don't know if my brain will ever be that clear and dopamine detoxed again in this lifetime. So I'm really grateful for that experience and getting to disconnect and disconnect from technology, but connect with myself and the work I was doing in nature and the people around me who I didn't necessarily like at first, but who really grew on me. And if we'd all been on our phones every night like texting away, we probably wouldn't have formed such a strong connection like we did. So I don't know, moral of the story, I think the less time we spend on these devices, the better we're just gonna feel. Like after I got that whole summer, I struggled with like anxiety, depression. No depression, minimal anxiety. I had like feelings inside me of struggle, and I went through all the like negative emotions out there, but I never felt down. Like I didn't want to get out of bed or depressed. We started a new sleep schedule, like waking up early, going to bed early. Our bodies, like all of us, adapted to that so quick, and I think it's because we didn't have like the blue light from the phones keeping us up and disrupting our circadian rhythm. Like I remember it was just easy to start waking up at 5 a.m. and going to bed at 8, whereas like with my phone in the world outside of that woods summer that I had, it would have taken me longer to adjust, I think. So I just say, like, I don't know, to implement this into your life, just try to spend more time in nature. It's so healthy for you. Feels so good, cleanses the mind. And just spend time off your phone. Get your screen time down. Go on a walk, go on a hike, sit and draw, read a book for an hour. If you can't read a book for 10 minutes, your brain is not okay. If you can't sit down and focus and read a book and remember what you read for 10, hopefully 20 minutes, your brain is not okay, and it needs to be reset and retrained to focus, because these technologies that we're seeing in Instagram and Reels, and I don't watch TikTok, but TikTok makes our attention span horrible. And I saw firsthand how not having my phone really increased my attention span, and it felt good and I felt happy. And at the end of the day, that's like the greatest wealth you can have is happiness. So I'd say try a little time without your phone. And if you want, try the Backcountry Trails program with the California Conservation Corps. It was hard. I don't know if I would recommend it, honestly, because that was a struggle. But now I have so many stories I talk about all the time. I am thankful for the experience. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I hope this inspires you to get off your phone. That's like the main point of this video I'm making, is to just encourage us to connect with the world we live in. We live on a planet that is beautiful, and we only get one life. So, you know, if you want to spend on your phone, some people love that. No power to you. If that's how you want to spend your life, do it. But it might make you feel a little less happy. And I just want you all to be happy. So, thank you for listening. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later.